Hi, my name's Paul Weald from RXP. We're contact centre consultants, and this is our podcast on customer experience for Customer Strategy magazine. So we've seen a tremendous investment in CRM technology over the past decade, and that's been allied to business improvements that have been focused on processes. So we've seen applications of things like systems thinking, Six Sigma and so forth. But I guess the question is, has that really worked? Have our organisations seen an improvement in customer experience?
Hi, I'm Tim Aston from iQeQ. Today in this podcast we're going to talk about how to bring fresh thinking to delivering excellent customer service.
So Tim, has all this legacy investment in CRM and training and process improvement paid off?
Absolutely not. The reason I said no, and the fundamental issue behind all of this, is that we are all very, very different. And these differences need to be taken into consideration when we're designing any solutions or systems or processes. And at the moment, they tend not to be. They tend to be designed by the people who design the processes and hoping that everybody will fit to their way of thinking. This statement, "we're not robots," may seem obvious, but actually the experience for me and for many other people is that that's the way we're being treated. And not only as a customer being treated that way, but also the staff on the other side of the fence are being treated in the same way. And let's not forget, we wouldn't be in business, we wouldn't even exist without our customers. And sometimes the obvious is the thing that's most overlooked.
So having heard about how to improve customer experience, does this resonate with you? Are the investments that you've made in technology and processes giving you the answer that you actually want? So Tim, how do you solve the problem?
Well, you've got to start at this point. We are all very, very different. Right? And if I take this off, the way we look at it is we use these five perspectives. There's lots of other perspectives. These are the ones that we find work very well for us. Some of them are very obvious and people will know and have been doing work on them. Number one, iQ. Everybody kind of gets iQ. But actually, if you look at some of the communications and some of the interactions that people expect people to understand, they expect a level, and they make assumptions on a level of intelligence that might not necessarily be there. Emotional intelligence, the second one, is becoming much more prevalent. A lot of people are talking about it, but they don't know how to put it into anything. So other than training, it's not really being included into solution design, process redesign. Learning styles, probably the most important one in terms of communicating, is we all learn in different ways. We receive information in different ways, and we process it in different ways. And yet again, when you go out and you look at lots of websites and processes, they're designed in a very logical, linear manner. Going down to the fourth one, personal desires. This is around how you build empathy with somebody. And we are all different. We all have different desires. And again, we need to understand what those different desires are if we want to be able to have a good interaction with them. And finally, it's journeys. We're all on different journeys. We kind of all know this. But again, everybody's at a different stage in the process, and all of these things affect this.
We all know that there's a lot of best practice that can be drawn upon from the outside world. However, the real trick is to bring it into context within the organisation. You need to make it meaningful if you want to get people to buy into it and therefore own it and live it. Best practice needs to be related to the reality of the situation with your customers, your staff and the organisation to really make it work. This is not about reinventing the wheel. Everything that you need, all these qualities and best practices are within your organisation. The key is, how do you unlock them?
So in our experience, if you add these additional dimensions onto your systems projects, then that can be the difference that means you make a step change in business performance, increasing customer satisfaction and also the empowerment for your staff.